Right, everybody, we're back. Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but the Reds are still shite, so you haven't really missed much. As the title of the video suggests, I'm kind of fed up with this team. I use the word hate. Hate's a strong word, but I think it's very apt in this situation. Last night's game was a shit show, 4-2 against Aston Villa. Like I said, not much has changed since the last time I've done the video. The same issues are showing up. There's no real structure to our play. Can't defend, can't attack, no midfield. I mean, it's an absolute mess. And the manager thinks that a good summer window will fix all of this. I'm not so sure. There was times in the game last night where multiple times I looked up at the screen and there's an Aston Villa player running through our midfield with a couple of Liverpool players hanging off the back of him, and the Villa players straight in at our defence. Other times, it was just a long ball from the back from Villa all the way up to their front men. The front men were able to take the ball down, no issue, pass the ball around, get a shot off, move on. I mean, it's ridiculously easy for them to be able to do this. The midfield is non-existent. I don't know what's happened to the players, if it's a lack of confidence, lack of energy, but these players have not done anything to warrant a starting position all season. And yet the manager keeps playing them. The team we had last night had about 5 or 6 midfield players in it, so there's no reason not to change it up. Not to play a few players in different positions, which he did, but in different areas of the pitch. But the midfield is a big problem that we're having. And that puts us at 20, if you count the Community Shield, 20 games we've lost this season. 20 games is a crazy amount of games to be losing for Liverpool Football Club, who are, don't forget, we're still Premier League champions from last year. We're still reigning champions. Talk about bad champions. We are horrific champions. Roy Keane's sentiment when we won the title last and collapsed the next season rings true again this season and even more. And the reason why I say I hate Liverpool Football Club is because it's the full club. It's from bottom to top, top to bottom. It's the players, the manager, FSG, all their little minions. Nobody seems to have a clue about what they're doing. The team's performing terribly. The manager doesn't seem to have a clue. The hierarchy are saying they're going to stick with the manager. And meanwhile, Chelsea are going to get Xabi Alonso, who apparently is one of our top targets for replacing Sloss. So we're down to the last game of the season, at home to Brentford. We have Mo Salah's last game, Andy Robertson's last game, possibly Alisson's last game, possibly Ibou Konaté's last game. So there is big changes coming up in the summer, but also we haven't qualified for Champions League just yet. There is a scenario where the teams below us win their next 2 games and they finish above us and we get dropped down to the Europa League. If that happens, or even a 1-1 draw at home, a draw of any kind at home on the last game, even if we do achieve Champions League, I think it'll be a very interesting and weird atmosphere after the game on next Sunday. Usually after the last game of the season, it's a parade of the families and the players go around the pitch. Not sure what's going to happen with Mo's last game. Obviously it's going to be a celebration, but I'm not sure how much of a celebratory mood everybody's going to be in after what we've endured for this season. I think Mo Salah is in a difficult position as well, because obviously he has a wealth of experience and wealth of achievements to celebrate, but I don't think the fans are going to be in a fun mood come the final whistle next Sunday against Brentford. And then in the summer, I'm not sure what's going to happen. There'll be players leaving, some players coming in. Arne Slot seems to think that we don't know what a summer transfer window can do and how a fresh start can help everybody. But honestly, I think the best thing for all parties is get to the end of the season, get to the final whistle, send the players off on a thank you lap of the pitch, and Arne Slot just shakes hands with whoever his boss is and says, that's it for me, I'm off. The club keeps saying that he's the man for them, but they haven't backed that up by giving him an extra couple of years on his contract. I don't think there's ever been a season where Liverpool have gone into a season with their manager on 1 year left on his contract. It just shows a complete lack, if anything, a complete lack of trust in the manager that they're not extending his contract. So whether it's unwritten or unsaid agreement that they have that get to the last game of the season and will shake hands and move on, or it's something that the hierarchy are going to enforce after the last game of the season and just get rid of the manager, because this cannot continue. The way we're playing, the lack of thought process, the lack of identity, the lack of anything that is going on in this team cannot continue. You look at the players, I think I've gone on about the manager too much, but these players are getting away with absolute murder as well. Some of the performances from our best players, even Szoboszlai, was like soft. It's a whole pandemic. Is it pandemic even the word? Pandemic of softness going through that squad. McAllister last night rolling around the ground, and then the replay comes up and the player hasn't even touched his face. It's an absolute disgrace. I was shouting for him to be thrown out of the club when I saw that. We're 2-1 down and we're needing a goal back to get into the Champions League, and he's faffing about on the floor. It's an absolute disgrace, his behaviour last night, and I think it symbolises the shit show that's happening in this team, that one of our supposed best players can't even get up off his arse and get on with it. Get on with the game. He actually doubled down. He got up and then went back down, rolling around again, and then gets back up and starts to be Billy Big Bollocks and trying to be a hard man then afterwards. Like, it's just incredibly tone deaf from the players that they don't understand. Tone deaf, like Szoboszlai's reaction to the fans a couple of weeks back as well. Tone deaf there. They all seem to be tone deaf. Van Dijk being tone deaf when asked about the players going on holidays in between games. This is not normal behaviour. This isn't a serious football team. This is weird. Absolute weird behaviour from everybody from the top all the way down to the players. This is not championship leaders or championship winner behaviour. So I've ranted enough. Coming back, doing another video. Liverpool are still a shit show. It won't. I'm worried about next week in terms of the result, number one, and how the atmosphere will be as well when everybody leaves the stadium at the end of the game, because people aren't happy. People can see that this is a disastrous season. Nothing to be celebrated apart from Mo Salah leaving, and that's not even a celebration. That's commiserations, because I think getting rid of good players is still a bad thing. We saw that with Diaz last year, saw how well he played as well, but that's another discussion for a different day. What we're going to do in the summer, let me know what you think. Slot seems to think we need wingers. I think we need a defensive mid. I think we need a right back. I think we need another goalkeeper. Mamardashvili doesn't look like he's confident enough to take up Alisson's place if Alisson's to move on. I think we need another forward. We don't have reliable forwards in terms of their injuries as well. And we're going to have to spend another, whatever, 250, 300, 400 million euro over the summer as well. And looking at who we can sell, maybe we're only looking at McAllister. We get money for him. Jones looks like he's on the way out. We get money for him. So what's that? 60 million, 70 max. That's all we're going to get in. It's just a dark period at the moment. It is resembling the Stoke 6-1 when Brendan Rodgers was involved. We kept Rodgers on for another little bit after that, and that was to our own detriment. We did get Jurgen in afterwards, but half the season was gone by that stage, and you saw it took a while for Jurgen to get back to the players, or get the players back to a level where it was acceptable, and we started winning games again. So maybe it will take a little bit of time, but I think we're wasting time keeping this manager in place, because I've seen nothing. Like I said in the last couple of videos, nothing I've seen is showing improvement. Whether that's they've wiped their hands with this season and said next year we'll start again, which is stupid and negligent as well, because we can't trust that we'll qualify, and it's also unprofessional. I think get rid of the manager, get somebody else in. Alonso is there, he's an option. Whether the Boffins think that he's the right person or not, somebody else out there will be able to come in with a fresh pair of eyes, different ideas, get into the players. The players look like they've given up as well. So if it's the players and the manager, you can't change. As much as I'd like to get rid of all these players at the moment, can't get rid of them all. The main man there is the manager. So I think goodbye Arne Slot. Move him on, get somebody else in, get some new ideas, and put together a decent run next year. We're not hoping for miracles, but it will take time to get those players. And we saw it with Klopp when he came in. Took a while, but once he got into them, got his ideas, got his philosophy, got his mentality into the players, they improved. And some of those players were playing rubbish under the previous manager as well. So it shows what a new manager can do, new ideas, a fresh impetus, and start getting back to a level where it's acceptable to be for Liverpool Football Club. Thanks very much for watching. I'll talk to you again the next time. Hopefully it won't be as long as this time that's just passed. Probably a video will be at the end of the season, see where we are as well. If there's any news items coming up as well, I might jump on, do a little video, see what you think. But like the video, subscribe if you like the video. Hopefully we'll do a couple more of these during the summer. Keep up to date with all the news, maybe a new manager, some new players. Just a bit of fun. Talk to you soon.